Welcome to the show. I haven't seen you guys in a while. It's good to be back here on the Tony Gomez Show. I hope your 2026 is off to a great start. Hope it's been as good as it can be. All right. So I just kind of wanted to do a year-end wrap-up, tell you about some moments and highlights that I had going on of 2025, tell you about my year, because there's so much that happened, and I don't want to let this kind of archival kind of stuff slip through my fingers. So, let's get started. I started out the year with throughout the year, had a couple of great shows over at Brewster Street Ice House downtown, and more than a great handful of shows over at the House of Rock. Thanks, Casey and Stan over there in the House of Rock, and everybody out there. Always the best over there. And big shout out to all my bands, my guys in Fistful of Metal, Joey Perez, Steve Pedraza, Aaron Ramirez. Also, as our other, as you could say, our alter ego is our Pantera tribute, Vulgar Display of Power. Me and the guys are still doing that. I want to give a shout out to my boys in the AC/DC tribute, Mighty Unclean. What's up, Benjamin Salinas, Aaron Oliveres, Tyler Fletcher, and of course, Mickey D, Mike Leal. Man, I love these guys. We have been having a great year, got all over the place. Also want to give a shout out to my brothers in War Cult. Hell yeah. Love you guys. David Reed, Brian Canales, Eric Maiden, and also Brandon Salinas, who's not with us anymore, but we had a great year with Brandon. Did a couple of singles over there at Robert Studio, Precision Studios, and couldn't get it all right without Brandon's assistance, man. Thanks a lot, Brandon, for everything you did for the band. Great having you with us, man. I'm glad to have you in the War Cult alumni, and best of wishes to you in Fourth Fallen. I hope you get it together as soon as possible so we can be doing gigs together with War Cult or maybe one of the other bands. Also want to give a shout out to my brothers in Annihilator. Love you guys also, man. Hell yeah. We got Fernie, we got Daniel, JD, Alex, all the guys in Annihilator. Thanks a lot for making it a great year. Had some great shows throughout Texas, and I know we're going to have some good ones coming up here in 2026. I think we're making our way to the Valley and maybe a little north of Houston, and hopefully doing some more Houston and San Antonio gigs as well. So horns up, Annihilator guys. Hell yeah. And also want to give a shout out to our other alter ego with Fistful of Metal and Vulgar Display, Power guys. We're called Faster Disco. So you guys that have gone out to see Faster Disco, we do appreciate your support. Thanks for coming out there. Let me tell you, Faster Disco is more of like a tribute to hard rock of 80s and the 90s. And you guys already know what's up with Fistful of Metal. We cover the whole spectrum of metal, from hardcore to heavy metal to crossover metal to American new style metal with Lamb of God and Machine Head and all the heavy shit. So we get it all covered with the guys from Fistful of Metal, who also do Vulgar and Faster Disco. So thanks to all you venues that have given us a place to play this year. Of course, House of Rock, The Exchange, Black Monk Tavern. Thanks a lot, Zane Campbell over the Black Monk. Where else have we gotten to? Geez, of course, Tommy and Jessica Sedna over there at Boozers. Thank you to the Boozers family. And where else have we been this year? We also did some private parties with Fistful of Metal. So thanks to the guys that hired us to do the baby shower as well, the heavy metal baby shower. Hell yeah, we brought the heat for that one. And we also did a gig over at the Cavaletas. I think it's a yearly reunion or a bike rally. So thank you very much, Cavaletas, for getting us over there. It was a great time. Great year for everything I got going on. And, let me share a few highlights of what I had this past year. One of them was definitely the Vulgar Display of Power and Down With System show over at the House of Rock, also featuring Haunt the Sleep. Shout out to the guys in Haunt the Sleep. And of course, my brothers in War Cult started that night off. That was a great show. Down With System. Those are Lupe and the guys from Edna, Texas. That's right, Edna. I didn't want to say McAllen. We're talking about Edna, Texas. Lupe and the guys in Down With System, one kick-ass System of a Down tribute band, which I will have up here again playing with Vulgar Display of Power at Brewster Street Ice House coming up in February 28th, Saturday, February 28th. That's going to be Vulgar Display of Power, Pantera tribute with Down With System. System of a Down tribute down from the Valley. It's going to be kick-ass. It's going to be Brewster Street, February 28th. Also, what else did I have going on? Last year, had a great gig with Mighty Unclean, the AC/DC tribute over at Brewster Street. I also had our friends from San Antonio in the band Docket. They came down and did an awesome tribute to Dokken. And that features J-Ro Alejo. And he, if you know J-Ro or seen his videos, he is one ace shredder. He fucking kicks ass. So it was great to have him over here in the Corpus Christi stage over at Brewster's. And also Chris Rebel on drums, also kicking ass with the Def Leppard tribute. She's always okay. I just can't wait till we can get these guys back, Docket back down from San Antonio here in Corpus Christi and do another AC/DC Docket show. That was awesome. Great time that night. What else did we do? Let's see. Also, open up the year with a great show over at the Exchange. So thanks to David Worth and everybody at the Exchange. We did that show with the Young Classics. So much love to everybody in the Young Classics. We got Julissa, we had Lewis on drums back then. Of course, we still got Mario on bass and Jacob on guitar. And at that time, I want to say it was Gilbert. Gilbert was shredding on guitar with Jacob. Now they got Antonio. And Antonio Rodriguez joined us in the Christmas show this year. So we'll get to the Christmas show in a little bit. But big shout outs to the Young Classics for joining us at the beginning of the year over at the Exchange with the Mighty Unclean tribute. And also, we finally got Annihilator down here in Corpus Christi to do a gig over at the House of Rock. I finally got the okay and made it happen. Alex got Hell Fury from Austin and also Necro Blade from Austin to come down and kick ass with us. Also with our friends, the great Throat Locust and also the mighty Votan was on the bill. So we had Votan, Throat Locust, Necro Blade, Hell Fury, and Annihilator that night, man. It was a great time. Great time. I love being able to play a lot of the Death is Calling album for everybody, man. That's my stuff right there. Death is Calling. If you haven't heard it, go to Spotify, look up Annihilator, and it's spelled Anihilator. All right. And here's what the CD looks like right here. Death is Calling. So that's how you spell it right there. And Death is Calling is a game. All right. Let me know if you want to get a CD. I think the vinyls are all sold out, but we got some cassettes that are just getting ready to be put out. So get ready for that. All right. That's going to be cool. Moving on, I'm going to tell you about also, besides that great show with Annihilator, we had Baldy's Metal Brotherhood 4 this year over at the House of Rock. Thanks, Casey, and everybody for having the Metal Brotherhood show again this year, benefiting the CCISD guitar programs. I believe we donated about $1,400 this year. So better than last year's donation. And I love to be able to give everything we can. So thanks to everybody that participated and jammed and gave your talent and your generosity that night. And I'm talking about my brothers in War Cult, my brothers from Austin. They came down, Chris Rogers and the guys from Stitched Up. Hell yeah, Stitched Up kicked ass. That was awesome. Of course, Corpus Christi's very own John Cortez band. Oh man, they brought the heat, man. I love John Cortez, man. He is one hell of a singer and guitar player. Love it. It reminds me of Stevie Ray Vaughan all the time, man. So also got to give a big shout out to our heavy hitters, Corpus Christi's very own Womb Rot. Yes, Anthony and the guys from Womb Rot kicked ass, man. They brought the heat that night. It was awesome. So War Cult, Womb Rot, John Cortez band, and also Stitched Up for Baldy's Metal Brotherhood 4. Fantastic night. Fantastic night. We miss you, Baldy. Rest in peace. And big shout out to Christina Ramirez, also his boys, Benjamin and Sebastian. Love you guys. Thanks for always being at the shows. And thanks to all my brothers. Too many to name, like Adon, like Tommy, like, of course, Dog, Renee Mendez, Joey, of course, Daniel. Yeah, Baldy's brother. Love the Ramirez family. And, of course, Baldy's mom, Miss Ramirez, always comes out and shows love. It's always a great time. Thanks to all my metal brothers for coming together and putting on a great Baldy's Metal Brotherhood number 4 this year. Big donation, $1,400. Man, that was great. Hell yeah. Also, let's see, thinking about House of Rock, I saw some kick-ass shows. Agnostic Front was back, man. They were awesome. And they also had Murphy's Law. Man, I've always wanted to see Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law put on a kick-ass show. Jimmy Gestapo was larger than life. More than I imagined. He jumped out in the crowd, put a kid on his shoulders. They went around in a circle and were singing Cavity Creeps. It was an unforgettable night, man. Love me some Jimmy and Murphy's Law. Great night. Grew up on Murphy's Law. Big shout out to Tim Abel, my brother growing up right there in the neighborhood, Parkdale neighborhood. I think we were the first ones to get a hold of Murphy's Law over at Craig's Record Factory. For those of you that know Craig's Record Factory. And great vinyl right there. They got some hits like Sit Home and Rot. What is it? California Pipeline. Care Bear. Great jams. So listen to Murphy's Law. Check out that first one, self-titled. So that was a great show. And also got to jam with Life Cycles. Oh, shit. Life Cycles. Love me the guys from Life Cycles from San Antonio. Southeast Metal came to Corpus, and finally Moorcold was able to do a show with these guys, and we opened up for them over at the House of Rock. Great time. Even invited the guys from Life Cycles over to my house, had them over. We had some burgers and some barbecue chicken. It was a great time, man, just hanging out. Had them inside the podcast room studio, and even had them sign the new Life Cycles Portal to the Unknown banner that I got. So as you can see that light back there, I got to give a shout out to my brother, Jimmy Bullard. He bought me the on-air light, which you see back there flashing in the red by the Slayer Eagle. And right to the right of that is our Life Cycles Portal to the Unknown banner. Guys had that sign. Sebastian and all the guys, man, Jesus, I love Life Cycles. And big shout out to those guys. They're going to be going on the road with Silosis in Europe. That's going to be unreal, man. But I can't imagine a better group of guys to get an opportunity for that. I think they're signed to 1926 Records. So big shout out to 1926 Records for taking care of Southeast Metal, Texas's very own Life Cycles. Love me some Life Cycles. Big shout out to Lewis. Love those vocals, Lou. Hell yeah. And Lou is one hell of a guitarist, man. All those guys do everything, man. They got a killer System of a Down tribute called System of a Brown. And if you live in San Antonio, you know that when they put on the live shows over there at the Paper Tiger, that place is packed. So big shout out to Xavier, all you guys, Chris. I love all you guys. Thanks for being my guest here at the house. And I can't wait to have you guys here again. Just missed you I think it was like last week. You guys came through. I had family. I wasn't able to get away, man. I miss you guys, but I look forward to seeing you again soon. Shout out to Life Cycles. And moving on, we had a great gig not too long ago with the AC/DC tribute, Mighty Unclean, that I sing for, and my brothers in Neverland, a tribute to Metallica. Hell yeah, man, Neverland, that was awesome. We had Ruben De La Cruz and his son on strings. Also, we had John on drums. That's right. We had Hector on vocals. Oh, shit, man. And my other favorite, Postman on guitar, that fucking just tore it up. And he used to be shredding with Serpents and Saviors. Oh, my God. I'm going to kill. You got to chime in and let me. I can't believe I slipped your name, man. But, man, you nailed all those Hammett solos. Love me some Neverland, brother. God, that was awesome, dude. It's on the tip of my tongue, brother. I got the tip of my tongue. I can see you shredding it right now. I'm going to post that video of you guys, if I haven't already, of you guys playing that night. I got some good footage. But love me some Neverland, tribute to Metallica. That was their first time coming out. And also had my brothers in Peace of Mind, the Iron Maiden tribute. Hell yeah. Big shout out to Roland and Anthony on strings. Fred, big prayers and much love to Fred Gutierrez and his family. I know Fred just recently got ill during the holidays. So my prayers go out to you. Much love to you, Fred. Much love to you, Fred. Man, he sounded great on vocals. Fred always sounds great on vocals. He does a killer Don Dokken with his Breaking the Chains tribute to Dokken. And he also does a killer Bruce Dickinson with the Peace of Mind group. So much love, Fred. I hope you recover soon so we can get back on the stage together and jam. And Marcel on drums. Marcel, he did his thing, man. It was tight, really tight. And of course, Joel from Hell on bass. Joel Salcedo, man, killing it, just like Perry. I mean, like Steve Harris. We're talking about Steve Perry. No, Steve freaking Harris. All right. Hell yeah. Peace of Mind, Neverland, Mighty Unclean, at the House of Rock, man. That was one great show. But that wasn't too long ago. I think it was end of November. Fantastic show, man. I can't wait to team up with those guys again. Big shout out to everybody at the Black Monk that's had my band's War Cold, Fistful of Metal, and Faster Disco. And also got to give a shout out to the one and only Tony Alcazar, rest in peace, brother, who has just passed away within probably about the past month to 2 months. Tragic accident, doing his stage work. And much love to Tony Alcazar and his family. We played the tribute to an unsung hero, tribute to Tony Alcazar benefit that they had over at the House of Rock. And I believe that was back on December 15th. Great show, great bands, Acid Wizard, and a couple other great fucking bands were there that night, along with Any Color You Like. Great show, a great talent, everybody getting out there and just bringing the love for Tony Alcazar. Much love, Tony. Much love, Tony. We miss you, brother. We miss you. Tony was able to help so many guys backstage, and he was always just a top of the line, kick-ass guy, bro. Miss you, Tony. That was a great time doing that benefit. Also, let me get to the Christmas show. Holy smoke, the 6th annual Tony's Twisted Christmas Spectacular. Big shout out to the one and only Jacob Grimm for designing this year's poster. Man, Jacob puts on a freaking design class when he puts our posters together, man. They look so sharp, and they got that touch of metal and maybe a little touch of evil that metal kind of brings with it all the time. And big shout out to Jacob Grimm. Thank you so much, Jacob, for your years of putting together the yearly Christmas poster. I think we only had Rob Chapa at Raw Harbor City Inc. put together the first year posters. And after that, Jacob's been taking care of it. Thank you, Rob, for doing our first year. And Jacob, thank you so much for the past 5 years and putting your time, your efforts, and all your talent together for Tony's Twisted Christmas Spectacular, which benefits the Coastal Bend Food Bank. And another great year. This is our 6th year. We just finished off. It was December 20th over at the House of Rock, a Saturday night. Great time. Great time. That also featured the Young Classics and finished out with AC/DC tribute, Mighty Unclean. You know, I like to keep it in the family. So if I got a band that's available, I want to have one of my bands playing the Christmas benefit also, aside the Harbor City All-Stars. And, you know, I was looking over as I was making the pre-order for the T-shirts, for the band T-shirts, pardon me, I like to make sure I update the shirts with the name of the current band members for that year. So going through it, I didn't make a T-shirt last year. So the year before that was 23, our 4th year doing it. And between the 4th year and the 6th year, we had 11 different members switch out. So this year I want to give let me just kind of go through everybody, because everybody kicked ass. Everybody kicked ass. So starting with group 1, big shout out Don Pena, Cat House Ralph Davila, Louis Mandel, Celeste Torres, Julissa Villarreal, Noah Lozano, Mario Cervantes. That's going to cover group 1, man. They all were excellent. Now, group 2, that had David Reed, that had Brian Canales, that had Braxton Sullivan, and also Eric Maiden on drums. And on vocals, we had Ruben De La Cruz and John Luna. Group 2 was great. We had some great hits on that one. Group 2 did like Frosty the Snowman. They did Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. They did Winter Wonderland. And backtracking to group 1, the group 1 did Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. They did You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. And I did a solo this year doing Blue Christmas. I miss you, Sal. So we didn't have Sal Hernandez this year from South Texas Media. He did the solo on that last year, but I stepped in and I did the solo for Blue Christmas, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. So thanks for doing that, and couldn't ask for a better band, kicking ass. One more song that we banged out with was one of our favorites, which was White Christmas. So there's 3 from that band. Group 3 had Group 3 had Michael Leal, Mickey D on bass. We had Tyler Fletcher joining us for the first year on guitar, also from Mighty Unclean. We had Matt Woody on guitar. Hell yeah, Matt Woody from Night Party. And then on vocals, we had Meg Sheridan was back. Meg Sheridan from formerly of Haunt the Sleep, but now with her new band, Neo Hex. That's Neohex, Neo Hex. Maybe 2 X's at the end, all right? But look them up on Spotify. She's already got a new single out, dropped about a month ago. You need to check that out. The band is called Neo Hex with Meg Sheridan, formerly of Haunt the Sleep. But also, presently from Haunt the Sleep, we had Shaggy Parrish kicking ass on vocals in that group with us also. So we had me, we had Meg, we had Shaggy taking care of vocals in that group. Also had Braxton doing some backup vocals. In that group, we had songs like Silver Bells, Jingle Bells, and Jingle Bell Rock. And so we did a lot. That was like the Silver Bell group right there. It was nothing but bells, but it was fantastic. So that was our third group. Fourth group is made up of the Young Classics. And the Young Classics are always bringing the heat. This year, they brought in Silent Night, All I Want for Christmas, and I can't remember the whole title, but it's done by Dio, and it was so freaking done. All My Merry Men Gather Around, I believe it's called. I'm embarrassed now, but I tell you what, they nailed it. They did 4 hits. It was awesome. And after that, we got together for a group shot on stage. It was fantastic. I love taking those big group pictures. We're going to get those pictures put up over there at the House of Rock, so that way these shows are never forgotten up there. We'll put them on the Hall of Fame. And so we took 10 minutes after that. And after that, the Young Classics came up there and kicked ass with a hard set. And they rocked the house. They rocked the house. And it was a pleasure to go up there and sing War Pigs with the band. It was a great time. I love War Pigs. And Adon on drums. Love those fills on War Pigs, man. Adon was kicking ass. Great time. Let's see. And after that, yeah, we had AC/DC tribute, Mighty Unclean, finished things off after the Young Classics. We brought the heat, and a thank you to Matthew Castaneda. How did I miss Matthew on the lineup? Yeah, Matthew was our drummer for Group 3, and he was also filling in for Aaron, who wasn't able to be on the show this year. But Matthew kicked ass with us in the AC/DC tribute. We did like 7 bangers, a whole lot of Rosie, Thunderstruck, Back in Black, and even I had a Don sit in for You Shook Me All Night Long. So great night, great hard rocking night. Christmas love and Christmas spirit was in the air, and raised about $900 for the Coastal Bend Food Bank, and 180 pounds of food was donated. So, man, we made a lot of meals. And did what we could for our neighbors and our community. Love being able to do what we can for the Coastal Bend Food Bank. Big shout out to Michaela Stewart and B. Hansen and everybody there at the Coastal Bend Food Bank for everything you do on a daily basis. Thank you for what you do for our community. Let me give a shout out to all the interviews I had this year. All right. So I had some killer interviews. All right. No particular order, but speaking of the podcast, you know, at the end of the year, they gave me a little wrap up, and I thought it was pretty cool that I hit some new markets. All right. I hit the overseas market. They're listening to me now, the Tony Gomez Show in Spain. They're hearing me in Chile. They're listening to me in Indonesia, and also in Latvia. And I hope I pronounced that right. Latvia, Latvia. Thank you, guys. Thanks for listening to the show. Hope you're enjoying it. Please chime in or send me any comments, or send me a message at the Tony Gomez Instagram or Facebook. All right, so let's go through the killer interviews I had this year. I had interviews with Gil and Adrian from Throat Locust. Oh, that was a good one. I had Alex. I had Braxton. I had Ryan from Dream Stereo. I had Mike from Libra. Libra did their 20th anniversary show this year in September over there at the House of Rock. Congratulations, Mike. Mike Pacina, man, great guitar player, man. Great vocals too, great vocalist. Shout out to Joe Villarreal. Joe Villarreal, man, I tell you, kicking ass with Mariachi Aquila, putting on the Viva la Música, the Mariachi Festival this year. I got to interview Joe and all the guys in his group, Mariachi Aquila. About half the group was there, and I had some other young mariachis that are just taking the torch and going with it. And I'm just so proud of the mariachi family and musicians that we have here in the Coastal Bend that are keeping this mariachi tradition alive and fired up and bringing in more young talent to continue the great rich tradition that mariachi music brings to our area as well as to the whole world. So congrats, Joe, on another great festival this year. And thanks for being on the podcast. Next, I had Cryptic Mutation. Yes, Cryptic, man, those guys, I love you. Love these guys that kicked ass. Fred, Daniel, they couldn't ask for a better, kind of crossover death metal, hardcore, grind band, man. They're just with some thrash in there too. They got everything I like. Thrash, crossover, death metal, killer, man. Great vocalists, man. They just kick ass. Cryptic Mutation is the shit. Even got to see them here at the Artisan not too long ago for a gig and picked up their Cryptic Mutation album. Oh, it's awesome. Make sure you go to Cryptic Mutation, give them a like to their Facebook, and I know they got some new merchandise that's up, so give them a like and pick up some new merch. I got some shorts, so I got some gym shorts also, so they're killer, so pick up some goodies. Also give a shout out to Raul Ayala, the shredder. Raul Ayala, man, I tell you, Raul is something else, man. That is one special guitar player right there, and formerly King High School graduate, but now in Austin. I think, I want to say Raul maybe just turned 21, maybe 20 still. He is a fireball of just guitar magic, man. This guy is great guitarist, Raul Ayala. Great time having him on the show. Great time. I also tried to get him to play the Baldy's Metal Brotherhood, but he wasn't available. Sooner or later, we're gonna get Raul in one of the projects that I got going on so we can help out, because he's got a big heart, and I know we would love to help out, whether it's a guitar programs or Coastal Bend Food Bank. So keep up the great work, Raul. Big shout out to Rob Boteo for Votan, the mighty Votan, man. Rob's an old schooler like myself, loves death metal, loves epic black metal, which Votan is famously known for. And we love Votan. And it was a pleasure to have Votan jamming with Annihilator at the House of Rock earlier this year. That was awesome. We had Periwinkle Massacre in the house, man. That was awesome. That was really cool. Having them in the studio again. That never gets old, and these guys are so much fun to have around, man. They're characters, man. Periwinkle Massacre, that a show coming up here real soon. I believe they're playing night before Suffocation on a double night over at the House of Rock. Maybe it's called Crush the Coast, but it's gonna be killer. Periwinkle Massacre. Look them up, Spotify or Facebook, give them a like, find out when that show's gonna be. Also got to have Louis Mandel and the guys from Heavy Soul. I believe it's Louis, Andrew, and Frank. Had him on the show, man. It was a great time, man. Heavy Soul is one kick-ass blues rock explosion of music, man. These guys are something else, man. I love me some Heavy Soul. So I was blessed to have Louis join us this year at the Christmas show. So thank you so much, Louis, for joining us. You were awesome, man. You were awesome. You held it down when Alex couldn't make it, and you're a real pro, man. Love you, man. I can't wait to do it again next year. All right. Next, I got to give a shout out to Zombie King. Hell yeah. Zombie King, man. I tell you, whether it's Eddie, whether it's Andrew, Juan, or of course Adon, my brother, man. Adon, me and him go way back doing all kinds of shit. Whether it's, Adon's one of the 5 alumni guys from the Tony's Twisted Christmas Spectacular Harbor City All-Star Band that is still going strong. There's only 5 of us that have been doing all 6 shows. Everybody else is different out of a 20-piece band. So my hat goes off to Adon Pena, Rafael Davila, Mr. Cathouse, also David Reed, and Mickey Lee. These are the only 5 guys that have done it together besides myself. And thank you very much, brothers. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Also, Zombie King, thanks for doing that interview here. It was awesome. We also had Fallen Fears. Yes, Fallen Fears. Andy and the guys from Fallen Fears were here. It was a great interview. Those guys are great up and coming talents. I believe I got their CD, Epitome of a Dream. Great stuff. Great stuff. Look up Fallen Fears and give them a like and find out when they're playing again. Also had One of the Last, East Coast band right there. They are called One of the Last, one of the East Coast metalcore bands that reached out to me, and they got some new material out. Look them up. They're called One of the Last. Also had a great time getting to meet Joe Cangelosi of Carnivore AD, also with Whiplash and some Brooklyn Militia, man. He's got a lot going on, but right now he's kicking ass with Carnivore AD. And I got to also say he did do an album with Creator. So big shout out, man. Joe Cangelosi. Love you, Joe, man. You can look him up on Facebook. Super, super cool, friendly, approachable guy. If you love drummers, you need to get on Joe's page and check him out. He's always posting some great stuff and some great drum footage of the Carnivore AD tour. And I think Carnivore AD is going to be coming to Texas here soon. So look them up on their Facebook page and their Instagram, Carnivore AD, and find out when they're going to be doing the Carnivore set. It's going to be a killer. You got to see that. Let me see. I think, hey, Pierre, what's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in. I haven't done the show in a while. It's been a little bit, especially a live one. Pierre, Mr. Garza, thank you for tuning in. And to the other guys that are watching the show, appreciate you. Let me keep on going. Got to give a shout out to Disciples of Verity. All right. And these guys from the East Coast have got Corey Glover from the one and only Living Color on vocals, and also George Pond of Swim the Current. Hell yeah, Swim the Current. George is a killer bassist. And man, this band, Disciples of Verity, is killer. Fucking kick-ass musicianship, top to bottom. These guys are grade A musicians that have come together to put out some killer music. So look at them up, Disciples of Verity. All right. And that is pronounced, spelled Verity. All right. I scored some merchandise. They got some great stuff. Thanks for the shirt, guys. Love it. So look them up, Disciples of Verity. Also had Identity Crisis, man. Identity Crisis is bringing back the 90s grunge movement, man. You know, it's alive and well. And Identity Crisis, man. Cosme Williams, man. Thanks for getting me hooked up with the guys. And it was a great interview with these guys. It was a fantastic time. And big shout out to these guys getting to open up. I can't remember the country guy's name, but it was over at the Concrete Street, the pavilion, not the main stage. These guys, Identity Crisis, opened up the main stage, and it was for IzFest, which is the Texas A&M University yearly big concert they put together. And it's huge. It's freaking huge. So I got me a couple of tickets. Went to go check me out some Identity Crisis. If you want to see the live footage of them jamming that day, go to my YouTube channel, Tony Gomez Show, and check them out. I think I might have the whole show on there. So Identity Crisis, you guys keep up the great work, man. I tell you, great vocals. Everybody in the band pulls their weight and then some. They do some great covers that you can find on their Facebook and Instagrams, from Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam. Look them up, Identity Crisis. You won't be disappointed. If you love grunge, you got to check them out right now, Identity Crisis, or after the show. Shout out Vanessa. What's up, Vanessa? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hell yeah. Big shout out to everybody at Zeros, old school alumni at Zeros. Hell yeah. Mark Sieber and family. Love my Zero family. Also, who else did I have on the show? Yes, Carl Foley. Yeah, hell yeah. Bleeding Edge and Epidemic. Carl Foley, vocalist, brutal thrash, man. Bleeding Edge. Also featuring Scott Sargent on guitars. And geez, they got an all lineup. They got a huge lineup. I want to say the drummer is from Hatred. And they had another guitar player that was also from the Austin area that just shreds, man. By any means necessary, I think. He was a guitar player for. But big shout out to Carl Foley and Scott Sargent. These guys put together Bleeding Edge, which is a kick-ass fucking thrash album, man. Frostbite. Oh, they got the hits on this one. Look up Bleeding Edge on Spotify or on YouTube and check these guys out. Scott Sargent is something else, man. He's super funny. Go to his Facebook page, give him a like. Keep up with Scott. He used to be with MOD and, of course, with Skin Lab. Hell yeah. Shout out to Steve Esquivel of the Skin Lab. I hope to get him on the show here pretty soon. all I got to do is reach out to him. I see him post on Facebook, and I mean to hit him up. But I hope to have Steve of Skin Lab on here soon. But big shout out to Scott Sargent, kick-ass work on Bleeding Edge, and Carl Foley, kick-ass work on Bleeding Edge, man. This is your baby. So proud of it. Great stuff, great stuff. And I got my CD, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, we had Elijah Mendiola. Hell yeah, Elijah of Imperial was on the show. Thanks a lot, Elijah, for coming on the show. Elijah's the first guy that ever interviewed me for a podcast. And before I even had my podcast up and going, he got me interested and motivated, and was there to actually, I bought my podcasting computer from Elijah with the sole purpose of just podcasting. And now here I am basically using my phone for just about everything. So it's funny how things work out. But Elijah, thanks a lot for all your guidance and your mentorship when it comes to podcasting. Look him up. He's got his own podcast called the Lizard News Network. It's awesome. A lot of tin hat kind of stuff, if you know what I mean. A lot of stuff about paranormal, aliens, lizard people. Man, my kind of podcast. So check that out. The Lizard News Network, as put on by Elijah Mendiola. Great having him. And he used to jam with us, and me and David, when I say us, in a band we had called Existing Anger. Yeah, Existing Anger. And funny thing about that, I jam with my brothers, Eddie Boy and Spidey, also in that band. And we just couldn't decide on a name, man. When I joined the band, I wanted to get a different name, and we just couldn't decide on it, man. So if we couldn't decide on a freaking name, we weren't going to get very much farther. So we ended up splitting up, and Existing Anger is not together anymore. But me and David went our own way, and we started War Cult, and War Cult is going hard and heavy. So check out War Cult on our Spotify. We just released War Cult, our title track, our theme song. It came out, been 2 months now. We did work with Rob Beltrano, also over at Precision Studio, who also took care of our Parasite and our Terror Eye songs. So we got 3 singles on there. So check them out, Spotify or YouTube channel. Look up War Cult. Check that out, man. If you're fans of Propane, Lamb of God, you need to look up War Cult. Check that out. Let's see. I also had in the studio, I had Swim the Current in the studio. Hell yeah. Yes, I definitely had Swim the Current in here. And I got to give a shout out to all the guys that Swim the Current. Joe, Chris, George, Marcus. You guys are doing some great stuff, man. I love the new music. I love the mix. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys January 31st here in House of Rock, brought to you by C101. It's going to be great. Swim the Current, and I believe they have Seattle Rising. My friends in Excess, Love Rocco, and the guys in Excess are going to be opening up. And another band, I slipped my mind, but if you know who it is, tell me, and I'll be happy to shout their name out right here. But definitely we're going to have Excess and Seattle Rising opening up for Swim the Current. Finally, they're going to be here, man. It's going to be great. Thanks a lot, Chris Moore, especially the drummer, for doing a special Best of Drummers episode with me last year. That was awesome. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. It was a great time, man. Chris is a beast on drums, man. So go to Chris Moore. Look him up on his Facebook or Instagram. He puts out some killer drumming videos. Check him out. Chris Moore. Swim the Current. Watch him live January 31st here at the House of Rock. Grab your tickets, $15 in advance, $20 at the door. And also, big shout out to my bros and Sweet Daddy. Yes, Jerry Moore, and also Nathan McLean. And man, old high school friends, man. High school buddies right there. Sweet Daddy. We used to do shows together with my band Sintegrity in the 90s. So Sintegrity doing death metal, but Sweet Daddy just bringing in the hard. I always feel like they were like a better Foo Fighters before Foo Fighters even existed, man. These guys did their own thing. They were hard, heavy charged rock and roll with an attitude. And this was a maximum rock and roll band right here. Sweet Daddy. Look them up, Sweet Daddy. Look them up there on Spotify. Big shout out to my bros, Nathan McLean and Jerry Moore. Love you guys. And big shout out and rest in peace to all of our brother, our brother, Christopher Garcia. We love you, Chris. We miss you, man. Rest in peace. And we will see you on the other side. And Tony Alcazar will see you on the other side. Okay, I gotta say, Ozzy, we'll see you on the other side too, brother. So that covers my interviews, with the exception of one interview that I did in July with the GOAT, the greatest of all time, my dad, the first Ralph Gomez. It was awesome to have my dad on the show, man. I've never had a chance to really pick his brain and go back in the family history and get so much knowledge of what things were like when he was growing up. He just turned 80 this in 2025. And I gotta say, that was another one of my highlights, was at his birthday party. And we got to give a shout out to my sister Corey Michelle. Corey rented a hall, got it all together, and put on an awesome 80th birthday party for my dad. Love you, Corey, and love my mom and dad. It was an awesome event. But one of the best things I liked about it was being able to finally sing for my dad. So I picked out a few songs that I thought would be cool to sing at an 80th birthday party for my dad, and ended up being a song from Billy Joel called My Life. Love that song. And me and my dad went to go see Billy Joel a few years back over at Minute Maid Park. So it was an unforgettable moment, us being able to share that concert together. And also when I was a young buck, I would go over to his house every other weekend. And when we'd always do some house chores, whether it's cutting the grass or washing and waxing the car. And while we were inside the garage, he always had an awesome 8-track playing with some Billy Joel. And I believe it was A Stranger that we heard in the 8-track. I don't know how many times, but listen to some great Billy Joel on there, as well as some Neil Diamond and some Frank Sinatra. So thanks, Dad, for turning me on to some great musicians that I've been able to try and emulate through my career. It's awesome. Another song I sang that night was Love Without End, Amen, from George Strait. That was a great one. I love without end, amen. I kind of sang one of those verses to my son, Stone Gomez. It was a great moment. Love you, Stone. And the last song I sang was As Good As I Once Was, from Toby Keith. Rest in peace, Toby Keith. As Good As I Once Was. If you've heard that song, you know that it's all about kind of reflecting on some of the golden days, and knowing that, you know what, if I had to do it once more, I could do it just like I did before. As good as I once was. That was a great one, man, right there. So I had a great time that night. It's pretty emotional because after I sang, I ended up having to leave to go do a gig with Mighty Unclean at the Black Monk Tavern. And I just wasn't feeling it, man, because I left my dad's party. I wanted to stay at the party, man. I love my dad so much. When are you going to be able to experience an 80th birthday like that? And I missed out. And that's a perfect example on sometimes how I get myself double booked. I stretch myself too thin. I try and do too much. I get dates mixed up, and I catch myself in a bind like that. And it's a bitch, you know. And I like being able to do as much as I do and be able to perform with, you know, so many of my friends and great musicians throughout all of the Coastal Bend. But damn, there's always a sacrifice to it, and the sacrifice is always my family. Bless your heart, Lori Gomez, my wife, my love, my soulmate. If I didn't have her, I wouldn't be here today. She encourages me. She motivates me. She uplifts me. Thank you so much for everything you do, Lori. I love you. And I just, no year's never a good year unless I got Lori by my side and we're having a good year together. We got to do it together. So moving on, you know, playing Dad's 80th birthday, that was incredible. That was awesome. And I wanted to play more songs, but Lori's like, keep it short. Just keep 3 songs is good. So hopefully maybe I'll get to do it again once, you know, maybe his 85th birthday, if I'm lucky. Also wanted to give a shout out to the guys in Annihilator. This year we got to open up for Dismember at the Texas Death Metal Fest over at the Paper Tiger in San Antonio. That was another highlight this year. That was so cool, man. I love playing with my friends in Annihilator. These guys are killer metal brothers that just fucking shred everywhere they go, man. So I hope to be playing with them. I think we're looking for dates in April, May of this year. So if we go to your town, please definitely come visit us. All right, come by and say what's up. I actually saw MOD. Matter of fact, I saw MOD, Method of Destruction, over at Boozers. Me and Lori went to go check it out. Saw Billy Milano, hell yeah, kicking ass. 20 years of Method of Destruction. Kick ass, man. So, such a great night, man. He sounded great. The band sounded killer. He actually remembered me too, man. Back in the day when I was in Killamora, we went and played at a bar that he was managing in Austin called Headhunters. And the show went great. He liked us. He said, "Hey, you guys want to come back to my place and do an interview for my website?" And I said, "Oh man, we were more than honored." So we went back to his place. He worked on some burgers, and I can't remember the name of the dog, but he got himself a big ass. I want to say like a Rottweiler, I think it was. Beautiful dog, and got to see that awesome platinum Speak English or Die album on the wall. It was awesome. Hell yeah, Speak English or Die. It was cool. So, funny thing about MOD, when I was hanging out with Billy that night, he pulled me aside. He said, Tony, I used to wear my war paint, my makeup, which, if you don't know, it was kind of like a blend between King Diamond and Gene Simmons. And I played over there at Headhunters, and after the night was over, hanging out over at Billy's place, Billy said, "Hey man, there's a lot of singers out there that need a gimmick or need something to make up for their vocals. You're not one of those guys. You got a great strong voice, a great presence, and a great energy about you. Drop the makeup, man. You don't need that kind of shit." So I actually did. Since we had that talk that night, I dropped the makeup, and that was when I was still in Killamora. But all the years of Syntegrity, I always did the makeup as well. I kind of just like putting on war paint. I like my idol growing up was Gene Simmons from Kiss, and I'm a huge fan of the one and only King Diamond. So when you like those two, it's gonna end up coming out kind of like that. So I'm kind of doing the makeup like a blend of those guys. So it was awesome. It was awesome without the makeup, because now I didn't have to spend 30 minutes in the restroom putting makeup on before every gig. And then while I started playing, when it started sweating, I didn't see like tracers. I was blinded by the makeup going through my eyes. So it's kind of been a relief. And when I saw Billy that night, just a few months ago, he goes, "Hey, by the way, you still wearing makeup?" And I said, "Hell no, I'm not doing makeup." And he said, "Good, you don't need no fucking makeup." So it was really cool that he remembered that conversation we had. When you're in your 30s getting advice from the vocalist from Stormtroopers of Death, you should take it. And I did, and I've been happier ever since. So thanks a lot, Billy. Billy, I need to get Billy on the show, man. He did a great interview with Rob on Metalworks. So I would like to interview Rob, man. He's pretty like a really nice guy. So Rob, Metalworks, SA, Kick-Ass Institution, podcasting interviews. Keep up the great work, Rob. But check out the interview he did, Billy Milano, on Rob's Metalworks. That's a good one. Also, let's see. On behalf of all the War Cult guys, I want to say thanks to you guys coming out and supporting any of the War Cult gigs that we did over the Black Monk, over Boozers, or House of Rocks. Thanks you also to Tony Molina of Bloodline. Hell yeah, San Antonio's Bloodline, the Slayer tribute, for getting my AC/DC tribute, Mighty Unclean, up to San Antonio to go play over Mustang Sally's. We played with his band Armed and Dangerous, which is an AC/DC tribute, and also So What, the Metallica tribute up there. So that was a great night. I hope to get back over to Mustang Sally's. That was a great time. Mustang Sally's, check them out in San Antonio. Great night. Great place for metal and tribute bands. So thanks a lot, Tony Molina and all the Molina brothers, man. Javier and also JJ. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for all the hospitality. San Antonio always kicks ass. And, big shout out to all the San Antonio bands that I like, whether it's Life Cycles, whether it's Docket, whether it's Seventh Son. There's so many to name. All right. But I don't want to leave anybody out. So sending big San Antonio love to all these San Antonio metal, hardcore, and punk bands up there. Y'all keep grinding it out. Hopefully this year I'm gonna try and get like a Slander, maybe Outpost 31, who just put out a badass song featuring Mike DeLeon of Soulfly and Flesh Hoarder. Check out Outpost 31 on Spotify and listen to this whole album that was inspired by the movie The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. Outpost 31. Check them out. Thrash death metal, but more on the thrashy side. Real good stuff. Outpost 31. I want to see if I can get them on the show, and see if I can get my brothers from Mighty Unclean and Vulgar Display of Power to come on the show, and maybe even be able to get Corpus Christi's very own Clarissa Serna to come on and talk about her latest single and everything she's got going on. She is got a great voice, her history being on The Voice, and also everything she's done since then has been great for the community. And big props to her and all the bands that I just mentioned. Hopefully I can get you all on the podcast sooner than later. And I think it's going to be a good year, 2026. Depending on when you're hearing this, I've got a show coming up this Friday, January 9th with Fistful of Metal. We're going to be over at the Retro on the rooftop. Come check it out. 3 huge sets of your favorite metal from the Big Four, Slipknot, Killswitch Engage, Lamb of God, Machine Head, all the heavy stuff. 3 huge sets for only $5, starting at 9 o'clock till midnight, or maybe a little later. We'd like to go past the witching hour, and that's going to be at the Retro downtown. Check that out. And also around the corner, I have got, I need to contact Zane. I'm going to need to cancel that one. Just got some news from Steve, but also got a gig coming up the 21st. February 21st is going to be over at the Retro, and that's going to be with AC/DC Mighty Unclean, AC/DC Tribute Mighty Unclean, and also our brothers in Peace of Mind, the Iron Maiden tribute. And then also February 28th, like I mentioned to you earlier, is going to be Pantera Tribute, Vulgar Display of Power, and System of a Down Tribute, Down with System, live at Brewster Street, Saturday, February 28th. They're going to be there. It's going to be killer. Pantera and System of a Down tributes at Brewster Street Ice House, February 28th. Be there. It's going to be a killer show. Also, the 21st, House of Rock. Take that back. House of Rock Retro, Mighty Unclean, Peace of Mind, and this Friday, Fistful of Metal over at the Retro. Guys, thanks a lot for always watching the Tony Gomez Show. I appreciate your support. Please share it, give it a follow, give it a like, check it out, and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. And you guys keep rocking. Have a great 2026. Thanks for watching the show today, and I'll see you at the next show.